We got a great topic to start our new year off tonight. That is right. We are talking about what do you need to know for the new year. You get your new year in order. We've got the phone lines now open, 896-0713 or 1-800-349-0713. That's your toll-free number. That's good from Loosedale to Long Beach and all points in between. We got your live phone calls coming up. And most importantly, we've got the team that you need right now. Joining us for the first time in 2024 and the first time all three of us have been on set since January of 2023, the legal powerhouse of Reeves and Mestayer, Jim Reeves, Matthew Mestayer to my left and to your right on the radio dial. I'm Ken Flanagan, so happy to have you in on this Saturday night. Gentlemen, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
42 more shows to go until we wrap it up, so we're good to go. Jim, we're starting off the new year. Fun topic. What do you need to know for the new year? What do you need to keep your legal affairs good for 2024?
Well, it's a great time to sort of do an inventory of where you've been and where you need to go and what you need to do going forward. And so we've got a graphic here, I think, that we're going to pull up. And one thing to do is update your insurance policies, right?
Yep, you're doing great.
Right, okay, that's the first thing you want to do. Take a look at them. Make sure you have adequate coverage. Maybe you've had a purchase. Maybe you've had a home increase in value in the last year. Look back at it. Make sure you have enough coverage. Make sure you have a second thing, and we talk about this. I know people get tired of hearing it that watch us routinely, but it's so important. Uninsured motorist coverage. Check your coverage Monday morning. Look at your card. Call your insurance agent. If you don't have uninsured coverage, get all that they will sell you. It's cheap and it's very much needed in this state. Okay.
And Matthew, you got the next 2 points here.
Absolutely. Listen, always a good time for your legal toolbox at the beginning of the year to think about the will, think about your preparations. I know, not the funnest topic, I realize, but nonetheless, good idea, to update that, think about those things. Probably a really good idea at least every few years to really go through your will and update it because things change. So that's for sure one thing you do before the end of the year. Also, listen, follow up on outstanding legal matters, legal claims. If you've got a legal issue that you've been thinking about, kind of chewing on, now's a good time in January to call your lawyer or call a lawyer, right? Phone call is free. They'll talk to you on the phone. Happy to do so, but we talk about it a lot on the show. Do not sit on your rights. Do not just kind of think about a claim or think about an issue and let time pass. Go ahead and call that lawyer. There's certainly plenty of them out there. They'll talk to you for free, and they'll give you some peace of mind. And if they need a follow-up, they'll bring you in, and you'll be, off and go.
Let's get to the phone lines, boys. We're going to go to Lamar. And Lamar, good evening, in Movella. Lamar, what can we help you with?
Hey, Lamar.
Lamar, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, thank you so much for holding on for us tonight. What can we help you with?
When preparing a will and the individual has things that they want done, say, for instance, do not resuscitate or I want my body to go to medical science, if that individual becomes incapacitated, can the next of kin come in and change those desires?
Oh, great question, Lamar. Who wants
to
take
I'll jump on that.
What do you think?
Hey, Lamar, great question. No, what you're talking about is a health care directive. That's really not a will. That's okay though. That's one of the three things you need when kind of end of life paperwork you need. One is a will, which you mentioned. One is a health care directive, and the third is a power of attorney. But the health care directive, that's the document you talked about. That lays out, sets out, if you want to be resuscitated, the end of life decisions that you want. And the short answer is no, it cannot. If the document is done correctly, if it is done properly, then no, they cannot be changed. That's the whole purpose of the document. So there's not confusion. There's not this uncertainty at the end saying, well, gosh, what did he want? What did he want? Well, no, you've set it out in paperwork, and they follow that to the letter if it's done properly.
And that's the same principle really with a will too. I get that question a lot too. If someone leaves something, can the kids come in and change it? If the will's done properly, the answer is no, because what the will is the deceased will. It's their property, it's their possessions, is what they want to do with it. So if it's done properly, and that's important, no, it can't be changed.
First email question of the year. This came in from Josh last week. Very timely. My friend was in a wreck 2 weeks ago, and even though she had to go to the ER, she hasn't done anything about it. She's still limping around. Her car is trashed. It sounds like she's definitely got some emotional stuff going on.
Kenny, it sounds like you.
It does. She doesn't want to bother with anybody with her problems, and she's just going to eat the cost. What should I tell her to do? Josh, it does sound like you were involved on the family call with me about a year ago. Jim, I'm sure you've dealt with this before.
Yeah, look, talked about earlier is the same thing. Look, if she's got a case, it's important that she present it to an attorney for review early, because again, in those 2 weeks' time, and you'll be surprised, cars get moved, cars get repaired, witnesses go away, you can't find them to do a statement, police officers retire. She needs to do something and do it immediately. And the good thing is, it's easy. It's nothing more than a phone call to an attorney who handles those kinds of cases to get some direction. But she really needs to get the medical care and needs to do it, immediately.
Matthew, your thoughts?
Yeah, let me jump on this really quick, Kenny. There's an issue that she's probably going to kind of face, and it involves your medical insurance, right? Because what they'll do when you go to the emergency room, if you've been in an accident, they will really look to your car insurance first to pay the first, usually $5,000 of the medical bills. So so that's where they'll go, and sometimes they won't actually even put it on your health insurance, even if you have health insurance. So you've got to play quarterback a little bit with the hospital and the ER. You got to make sure that, one, they do what they're supposed to do, which is get whatever coverage, med coverage you have available from your auto carrier, and then transition to your health carrier so you're not cut in the middle. A lot of times, once again, as I mentioned, if you go to the emergency room, it's going to be more than a $5,000 bill. You'll exhaust your insurance coverage, your medical side on your car insurance, and then they will sometimes look to the individual to pay the difference despite the fact that you have health insurance. Health insurance will never see the bill. So you've got to be aware of that situation. It happens quite a bit. You've got to quarterback it a little bit and be aware of that to make sure that you're not getting calls, collection agencies, things like that, which happens a lot.
All right, here's that contact information I promised you. Jim Reeves, Matthew Mestayer, Reeves and Mestayer, 228-374-5151. They have the toll-free number as well, and rmlawcall.com, which we were talking about earlier. One of their brand new websites has got tons of information. Speaking of the rest of the year, we'll be here all the way through Labor Day of 2024. So we'll see you next Saturday to talk all about personal injury. But until then, my friends, good night.